Hi everyone, it's February 10th, and this is actually me restarting this monologue rehearsal diary. Um, I realized that my diary was going to be too long winded and nobody would want to watch it, and that includes myself, and I have to edit it. So I thought, okay, I'll start again. So, about 3 weeks ago, I decided that, yeah, I don't like my last monologue, which, if you guys remember, was a monologue from Death of a Salesman, but unfortunately, I spent most of that time thinking it was just from a movie. Anyway, I think it was a poor choice because it was a monologue designed for a male character and also somebody who actually had an idea about what's going on. So for me, it was just like, I don't know, it was like memorizing a recipe. Like there was no meaning behind it when I did it. And so this time I found a short monologue for a female character, and I have been like, okay, I'm doing this one now. So it's a monologue. People have been calling it deafening applause. Um, sorry for the little quotation fingers. It looks better from the side, but you know what I'm saying. Um, so it's from the play Dreams in Captivity by Gabriel Davis. I forgot the character's name, but I've seen two people on YouTube do this monologue. So I've got a bit of an idea of like how to do it. Um, oh, actually, it's written here. It's Livy. Okay. So basically, I did do a bit of research into what happens in the play, and she, and so this character has given up on her dreams of becoming an actress, and in this scene, in this monologue, she is explaining to her husband why she gave up. So, as I mentioned in my acting tips video, I have gone and I've already highlighted the script in sections that I want to learn. Those are actually two different shades of green, just in case you couldn't tell, because I know my friend was like, oh my god, wait, are those two different shades of green? And I'm like, yeah, because I didn't have enough colors. There's quite a lot on here, but I'll get through it. With the Death of the Salesman monologue, I only broke it up into 4 parts. With this one, I've broken it up into 7 parts. But they're smaller parts, so I'll get through it quicker, and I really need to get through it quickly because I want to upload the video on Friday, and today's Monday. And you're probably thinking, hang on a second, but you upload fortnightly. Actually, I decided to get a 15-cent notebook and decorate it with this. You can't really see it. Yeah, that's like the only decoration I did because I'm lazy. And take off, because I had my entire channel plan, like for the entire year, already sorted out in December last year. And I'm like, this doesn't offer me any flexibility. So I've taken it off Google Docs and I've put it into here. And now I'm planning, I think I'm like 2 months ahead, not 12 months. And so I will start uploading weekly because I realize that I need to be making more content. And also with the fact that I will be starting university, which I will talk about later on. That is actually on the plan. I'll also have a bit more time, so I can also afford to do this weekly. So with my monologue rehearsal diary, for this one, I'm just going to go and record myself reading reading the script and trying to learn it. But before I get started with with the reading from right now, I will mention that this character has an American accent, and one of the things that I mentioned in my Death of a Salesman monologue rehearsal diary, I think I did anyway, was that I needed to learn an American accent. And guess what? I finally done it. So I found a monologue, sorry, not monologue, an accent tutorial series on YouTube, and I've watched it. I actually watched only the first video, and I'm like, damn, I'm okay with this. And then the second one, I'm like, I think I really needed the first one. Um, so yeah, I learned how to do an American accent. So this is not like how I was doing before, where I sound like a cowgirl. This is actually what's known as the general American accent. So yeah, I've just learned to make different vowel sounds. Although I do struggle a bit with the long I and the or sound. And that's because the long I sound is, in the Australian accent, it starts to sound a bit like an O and an I smushed together. And the or sound, if I do it too hard, then I start sounding like Danny DeVito. And that's not really how I want to be sounding for a monologue like this. I remember how everyone got quiet, okay? Quiet and still, like they were all connected to me, all a part of me, even Dad and Barry. I looked out, and even they were seeing me. I mean, really seeing me. And at the end of the show, when I stepped forward to take my bow, the applause was it was deafening. In a little high school auditorium, it was deafening, and Dad and Barry were applauding with the rest of them. They had these big smiles on their faces. Afterwards, Dad took us out to dinner, and I was thinking, this is it, you know? He's finally seen what they all see. We sit down. The first words out of his mouth are, "Sure, you were okay, but I'm not really sure you've got a movie star look. Take Annette Benning. She's real tall, isn't she, Barry?" "Oh, yeah, Liv," Barry says. "Movie stars are real tall." So I'm like, what about Marilyn Monroe? She was short. And Dad just looks at Barry and says, "Oh, now she thinks she's Marilyn Monroe." And they just laugh and laugh. Dad wanted me to come work at the Techno Hut. He didn't want me to leave. You ask me if I'm truly happy having stayed. I don't know. I live a good life here. Again, I am going to try only to get, think I think in this recording I'm only going to try and get up to about here. Just because I need to make sure that I have this memorized, and I know I'm going to memorize it in chunks. And unfortunately, I think I've put it into way too many chunks, but for the time that I have left to learn it, so yeah. I remember how everyone got quiet, okay? Quiet and still, like they were all connected to me, all a part of me. Even Dad and Barry, I looked out, and even they were seeing me. I mean, really seeing me. And at the end of the show, when I stepped forward, how do I say this? Forward? Oh my god. Honestly, people who do an American accent, I mean, that word is tricky. Forward. And at the end of the show, when I stepped forward to take my bow, the applause it was deafening. In a little high school auditorium, it was deafening, and Dad and Barry were applauding with the rest of them. They had these big smiles on their faces. Alright, so I need to practice saying applause, auditorium, and forward with my American accent, and also speeding it up so it's a little faster than auditorium, forward, applause, you know. So I'll work on it, and I should hopefully have this script memorized. I know I've been a little slack, but I mean, at least I got some American accent in practice. I just didn't realize that those words I really, really need to work on, because I need to convince people that I can do this properly. And I mean, my friends are pretty convinced, apparently. I mean, that's what they keep on telling me. So, yeah, let's just see if I can prove it to other people. Oh my god, I didn't even realize I'm still speaking with my, or I was still speaking with my American accent. Okay, so yeah, I will work on my American accent. And as you can tell from that, I am pretty confident with it. It's just a matter of getting those tricky words down. Right, so see you in the next entry. So this is basically just going to be my rehearsal for today, and I'm going to go through the entire script. I've got part A of the script like partially memorized, or should I say mostly memorized. Hopefully I'm not bragging, but last night I thought I'd memorized part A kind of well. So I guess it's just refining that and then getting on to part B of where I've broken up the script. So yeah, again, I will try not to use the scripts, but I will need to have it with me just so I can actually look onto it for part B, because I haven't memorized part B. I remember how everyone, it was everyone, yeah. Oh my god, because they kept on saying everything yesterday, and I'm like, it wasn't everything, it was everyone. So I remember how everyone got quiet, okay? Quiet and still, like they were all connected to me, all a part of me. Even Dad and Barry, I looked out and even they were seeing me. I mean, really seeing me. And at the end of the show, when I stepped forward to take my bow, the applause was it was deafening. In a little high school auditorium, it was deafening, and Dad and Barry were applauding with the rest of them. They had these huge smiles on their faces. Okay, first word wrong. Big, not huge. But either way, that was part A. Pretty glad I got through it with only one mistake and looking to it only a few times. Right, now this is the part where I'm still going to have to kind of cold read because I haven't memorized it. Afterwards, Dad took us out to dinner, and I was thinking, this is it, you know. He's finally seen what they all see. We sit down. The first words out of his mouth are, sure, you were okay, but I'm not really sure you've got that whole movie. Oh, and I'll have to start again. Sure, you were okay, but I'm not really sure you've got the whole. Where do I get whole from? It's not there. Sure, you were okay, but I'm not really sure you've got the movie star look. Take Annette Benning. She's real tall, isn't she, Barry? Oh, yeah, Liv, Barry says. Movie stars are real tall. So I'm like, what about Marilyn Monroe? She was short. And Dad just looks at Barry and says, now she thinks she's Marilyn Monroe. And they just laugh and laugh. Dad wanted me to come work at the Techno Hut. He didn't want me to leave. You ask me if I'm truly happy having stayed. I don't know. I live a good life here. Okay, so I need to work on actually speeding up my pronunciation of forward, um, replacing, um, making sure I get big, not huge, and taking out the hole where I put it in, into the dad quote, so I just need to make sure that I don't, that I'm actually quoting the dad and not just saying what I think he'd say, if you get what I mean. Hi, it's Thursday, and I am starting to think that maybe I'm gonna need a film tomorrow, because I've started to notice that I think the one thing with me is, how people say that starting something is the hardest part? I think for me, it's actually being motivated enough to finish. And so with the script, I just, you know, I've done it, but then I'm like, oh, it's not, it's not going in, it's not sinking in, I can't do this. And I'm like, I need the motivation to be able to do it. So I think I need this day today to actually learn the script, and then I will have to rush tomorrow to get it up, edited, everything before before lunch. Before noon. So yeah, lunch for me. So I will show you where I plan to film. It is this white wall here. Off, actually, I think it's off white, but whatever. I plan to film there. Um, because nobody wants to see me standing in front of those curtains behind. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. And then again, I have practiced the script. I guess I need the motivation to keep on going and keep on practicing with the script. So now's a really good time for me to just crack into it, because Thursday is me crunch day, where I'm crunching down this, making sure I do it. Again, I'm still not good with part 2, even though I did re-highlight it, but that's like the start of it, but that doesn't really help me at all, so I am going to try again. Unfortunately, I'm going to do this all as a bit of a cold read. Even though I've got most of part A memorized, I really need part B, so then I can film. So yeah, I guess today is where I crack down and start working. I remember how everyone got quiet, okay? Quiet and still, like they were all connected to me, all a part of me. Even Dad and Barry, I looked out, and even they were seeing me. I mean, really seeing me. And at the end of the show, when I stepped forward to take my bow, the applause was it was deafening. In a little high school auditorium, it was deafening, and Dad and Barry were applauding with the rest of them. They had these big smiles on their faces. Afterwards, Dad took us out to dinner, and I was thinking, this is it, he's finally seen what they all see. We sit down. The first words out of his mouth are, "Sure, you were okay, but I'm not really sure you've got the movie star look. Take Annette Benning, she's real tall, isn't she, Barry?" "Oh yeah," Barry says. Oh, sorry. "Oh yeah, Liv," Barry says. "Movie stars are real tall." So I'm like, what about Marilyn Monroe? She was short. And Dad just looks at Barry and says, "Now she thinks she's Marilyn Monroe." And they just laugh and laugh. Dad wanted me to come work at the Techno Hut. He didn't want me to leave. You ask me if I'm truly happy having stayed. I don't know. I live a good life here. So, that is the first rehearsal of today done, but it won't be the last. Okay, so I have been doing a run through for the past 5 minutes. Not just one run through, I mean like, what, 20 of them? Or at least that's what it feels like. Either way, I just thought I would let you know how I am doing a run through. I'm sorry, I've kind of just moved the camera now, so, yeah. So I've got my script here, and I'm doing the run through with the American accent, just so I remember to actually do the script with the American accent and not be like, I learned everything with my Australian accent. How do I do this now? So overall, I am just going to show you what a run through is and how I'm doing it. I remember how everyone got quiet, okay? Quiet and still. Like they were all connected to me, all a part of me. Even Dad and Barry, I looked out and even they were seeing me. I mean, really seeing me. And at the end of the show, when I stepped forward to take my bow, the applause it was deafening. In a little high school auditorium, it was deafening, and Dad and Barry were applauding with the rest of them. They had these big smiles on their faces. That's part one, done. How long did that take me? Not long. So essentially, you just need to go through it real fast. Okay? Make sure you get all the words, and also make sure you are looking at it. Because I know sometimes I have the tendency to ad-lib really fast if I'm not looking at it when I'm doing a read-through. Sorry, I just scratched the side of my nose. Alright, so part B. Afterwards, Dad took us out to dinner, and I was thinking, this is it, you know, he's finally seen what they all see. We sit down. The first words out of his mouth are, sure, you were okay. I'm not really sure you've got the movie star look. Take Annette Benning, she's real tall, isn't she, Barry? Oh, yeah, Liv. Barry says, movie stars are real tall. And I'm like, what about Marilyn Monroe? She was short. And Dad just looks at Barry and says, now she thinks she's Marilyn Monroe. And they just laugh and laugh. Dad wanted me to come work at the Techno Hut. He didn't want me to leave. You ask me if I'm truly happy having stayed? I don't know. I live a good life here. I'm not sure if you got those hand gestures. That's just for me remembering, you know, they talk about tall first, they talk about short second. You know, just to try and help. But I don't think I'll actually do that in the monologue. Hey everyone. So it's Friday, Valentine's Day actually, and I am going to do a dress rehearsal. I'm sorry, I've got the window open behind me, just to see if maybe it can brighten up this space. Which, by the way, I never put the laptop on. I now realize I need to kind of tilt it this way, but I can't tilt it too far because then you get the curtain in the side, and you can already see the frame of the door here, but I mean, this is better than nothing, I suppose. Okay, now that I've actually put it here, I think I need to try and put a little more height. So how I've set it up is with a telephone, well, two telephone books actually. So yeah, forgive me. But yeah, basically I was just going to do a dress rehearsal in front of you guys. I will keep my scripts somewhere. Just a moment. All right, so I did a bit of cold reading of section B, and I think, oh, I dropped it. And I think I've got it, but I just need to make sure. Hang on, let me get a chair. I'll be back. Good, now I can sit comfortably. Script down. First of all, because I was about to do cold read. Alright, so I'm going to start the video by saying, hi, I'm Viv Michich, and I will be performing a dramatic monologue known as Deafening Applause from the play Dreams in Captivity by Gabriel Davis. Then I'll wait a few moments. So this is similar to what happened in the video I'd been watching. And then I'll get started. I remember how everyone got quiet, okay? Quiet and still, like they were all connected to me, all part of me. Even Dad and Barry, I looked out and even they were seeing me. I mean, really seeing me. And at the end of the show, when I stepped forward to take my bow, the applause was deafening. In a little high school auditorium, it was deafening, and Dad and Barry were applauding with the rest of them. They had these huge smiles on their faces. So that's part one, done. No markups as far as I'm concerned. So I'll just double check. In a little high school auditorium, it was deafening and Dan and Barry were applauding with the rest of them. Yeah, I've got it. Cool. Part B, which I started learning last night. I will say I did have a bit of wine, so I probably should not have been rehearsing, but it was okay. It wasn't even, well, it was like a quarter of a glass. So, yeah, I mean, and it was also late at night, so I'm not sure. I mean, I felt pretty confident about last night, but now I'm starting to get cold feet. Or, I mean, maybe it's just the fact that I've been wearing these inside that I'm actually getting literal cold feet. Okay. Wow, my humor's so bad I end up cracking myself up. Okay, let's go. Part B. Afterwards, Dad took us out to dinner, and I was thinking, this is it, he's finally seen what they all see. We sit down. The first words out of his mouth are, sure, you were okay, but I'm not really sure you've got the movie star look. Take Annette Benning. She's real tall, isn't she, Barry? Oh, yeah, Liv, Barry says. Movie stars are real tall. So I'm like, what about Marilyn Monroe? She was short. And Dad just looks at Barry and says, now she thinks she's Marilyn Monroe. And they just laugh and laugh. Dad didn't want me to leave. Oh, sorry. I missed a line there. I actually need to know. I know Techno Hut. I just need to figure out what was for it. Oh, I had it upside down. Dad wanted me to come work at the Techno Hut. Ah, okay. Dad wanted me to come work at the Techno Hut. He didn't want me to leave. You ask me if I'm truly happy having stayed. I don't know. I live a good life here. Overall, Part B, pretty good except for that one line there, so I'm going to need to go and review it a few times, and then I am going to be able to film and have it up by noon. So, like I said, I was going to do it. I was going to accomplish it. I've already written up last night a description for the video, so all I need to do is just film it, make the thumbnail, and that will be that. Alright, so this is the conclusion of my video diary, and I just want to say a huge thank you for watching. If you liked this, let me know by giving it a thumbs up on YouTube. Also, please subscribe to my channel where you can see more content like this, more monologues, more video diaries. And also, please share with anyone who you think will be interested. We are trying to get to 100 subscribers here, so yeah, I mean, if there are more people interested in acting, it would be great to have a little acting fam on YouTube. I'm also definitely open to any comments and suggestions you have for my channel or even about this video. Constructive criticism is always welcome on my channel. So yeah, thank you for watching this monologue rehearsal diary. I will have to go and edit it after I make the actual monologue video. So yeah, thank you all. And until next time, toodles!